shit, I'm live. Dang, I haven't been live in a minute. It kind of feels crazy being live. We're here now, Clutter. Let me go into my Discord. Hello, everybody. Comment in the chat or something. Say something so I know that you can hear me and this is working. I feel like a noob right now. It's been so long. Okay, let's send out. What sore your arms? Did you work out too hard? Yeah? Yeah? Come on. Mother. Dun, 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 dun. Is anybody in here yet? Let me check. Oh, we got 4 people in here. Hey guys, so I know this is working. No, it's gonna be 4 p.m. my time, PST. Did I not put the? Should say 4 p.m. PST on YouTube. Let me check. We're good. Blast off. What's up, Blast off? You know what? Let me just turn the music off for now. Let's put it really low. Yeah, we got the vibes going on. I got my Autopilot shirt. All right, we're going live. Okay, live with Carson. Hey, if you guys have any questions while we're just sitting here waiting for Carson, please ask. Okay. Let's see. We got 9 people. What's up, guys? Blast off junk removal. How are you doing? Clutter reduction. Come back. Text Clutter. Okay. Let's see. Now let's get the invite link. Dun, dun, dun. So, how's everybody doing? Give me something to work with, guys. We got 10 of you in here. Say something in the chat, please. Say something so I know you guys can hear me. Everything's working okay. Software call rail going to be in your app? Yes, blast off. Call rail will be in the app. Andy Henderson, what's up? Andy with Junk Be Gone out in Springfield, Missouri. What's up, Andy Henderson? Yes, call rail is going to be in there. We're going to have call tracking and we're going to have a phone system. Phone system is probably going to be a couple months away. The full-on phone system with like call recording, transcription, and booking jobs while on a phone call, and all kinds of stuff. But we are going to have call tracking and call forwarding immediately. We were supposed to go into beta last month. We just opened up beta to 10 people. If you want to be one of the lucky 90 people that get in a couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, max a month. If you want to be the next 90 that we let in 10 to kind of like get out the bugs or work on major bugs before we like let in a lot of people. Autopilotapp.io. Autopilot. What's up, Cisco? Kevin Hobbs, what's crack-a-lackin'? We got 15 people in the house. I got my water. And we are going to have a good call with a good buddy of mine, actually, Carson. We got an interesting backstory too, because him and I go way back, and he started crushing it. Not way back, but a couple years ago. And we'll talk about it. It's kind of crazy how far he's come along, and we're going to really dive deep into how he built his business. He does not run ads at all, and I think he's averages like 20K. I think he is even hitting 30K. What 800 number is calling me? Hello. Oh shit, I do. Okay, I'll call that number back. Okay. Anyways, the videos are uploaded. We're ready to rock and roll. Let you in. Yes, you guys, I'm going to actually respond to everybody who applied for beta. I promise. And yeah, I promise I will get back to everybody. I had to make sure the people that I let in were okay without a mobile app in the beginning, because the mobile app is still not in the App Store. iOS, Android is coming. We're working out some kinks and dealing with Apple. A few weeks. Are you doing anyone 01 by chance? I was just Gabriel. Are you doing anyone? I'm sorry, I don't understand your question, Gabriel. But what did you mean? Are you doing anyone 01 by chance? I was just like, if you'd like to ask a couple questions, go ahead. We're just chilling here until 4 o'clock, until Carson gets here. So ask away, my man. Ask away anything, guys. Come on. Tell me what's going on in your guys' world. What questions do you have? What's going on? There's 18 of you. None of you guys have questions. Come on, think. Give me some excitement. Tell me something. What's going on, guys? It's been a long time since I've been live. I need something juicy. Give me something juicy to work with. How's business? What questions do you have? Give me something. I know you guys are probably just waiting to hear how Carson crushed it, but like, what's going on over in your guys' side of the world? Gabriel, yeah, want to just check any of my YouTube videos, Gabriel. There is there's a link to my Calendly. It says book one-on-one calls with me. It's in every single YouTube video description. Expand it. The video description, there's a more button. It'll expand it. And then I'll have a whole bunch of links. And one of them says book a one-on-one with me. And yeah, you can book a one-on-one with me easily. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, Gabriel. But yeah, guys, let's so nobody's got any juicy details for me, huh? Some juicy drama. Nobody's got some juiciness for me. I'm in Ontario, California. What's up, man? New to this, still having a hard time Yeah, Ramiro, starting a new business is definitely, no matter what business it is, right? I mean, it's just business in general. What are you struggling with the most right now? I need to get my shirt in it. There we go. Got a brand. I just signed up for House Call Pro. I have my trailer and $1,000 in marketing budget. Would you say would be the first steps for me to do only content at full time? Yeah. So if you're working Monday through Friday, man, yeah, you're gonna have to work your butt off on Saturdays and Sundays. If you're doing House Call Pro and you're only doing weekends, make sure you're definitely not signing up for the $169 a month plan. It might even be better since you're only doing weekends. And I don't want you overspending on a CRM if you've only got $1,000 workies, even though I hate to suggest them. They do have a free plan that you can use temporarily because you're probably not going to max out the free plan. So you can get away with the free plan for now. $1,000 marketing budget. I mean, your best bet is going to be $300 in yard signs. Your first from UZMarketing, start with yard signs and in-person sales, and then Facebook, man. You got to go hard on Facebook, Craigslist, and yard signs, 100%. What's up, the Junkster? Jeffrey Landon. I just switched to Zettle over Square, saving 3% on every transaction. Should save. Oh, damn. $8,000 a year in credit card fees? Are you sure? That's awesome, Jeffrey. What's up, my man? Not working on my website, getting organic leads now. Yeah. Working on your website is, it's hard to build a website, especially if you don't enjoy it. It's kind of tedious. But using Duda is the easiest website builder in the world. Just get it built, get listed on Google Maps, get listed on Yelp, start posting on Craigslist every day, $5 a day, and get out there, put out yard signs, put out door hangers, and start talking to people in person. Start stacking up that cash, and really hustle Facebook. Add 5,000 people on, get 5,000 friends on Facebook, boost posts. It's just put in the work. Trust me, the leads will come if you do it. Who do you suggest for workers' compensation and excess umbrella? I use Byberg for workers' comp and umbrella. I need to get it on this vendor list. Everywhere's denying me general liability with Next. Byberg AHS junk removal has workers' comp. Very easy to get workers' comp with them too. And umbrella insurance. And if for whatever, every state's different with what insurance companies you can use. If Byberg causes problems, go to Facebook and look up Toby Stubbs. He is the insurance professional. I think he might even have a website called Junk Removal. Yeah, junkremovalinsurance.com. Wait, nope, hold on. Wait. No, not junk. Sorry. Yeah, let me get you this email. Well, that's. Let me get you Toby. Let me get you his email. There you go. Toby at wisdominsurance.com. So check that out. Okay, guys, we got Carson here. Oh, I see Carson. Okay, guys, before I bring Carson into the stream, let me introduce Carson real quick. So Carson is a entrepreneur, badass junk removal business motherfucking titan who got to $20,000-$30,000 a month with no Google ads. He did this all organically. And that is why I wanted to have him on. I wanted to pick his brain. There's not many people that I know personally who got to his level without running ads. Thumbtack, Google, Yelp, Angie. And he's a younger guy too, and he's out there crushing it. He's putting in the work, and so anyways, guys, without further ado, I bring Carson motherfucking Alexander.
Yo. Check it out. I got my caffeine-free bubbly. So we're going the caffeine-free route since we're on Jedi's channel.
Yep. Even though lately, the last couple of videos, I did have Diet Coke without the caffeine free. But yes, I don't drink caffeine. So Carson, let's give it 5 minutes. Let's just bullshit for a few minutes because I want to give everybody a chance that I told it's 4 o'clock. I'm going to go refill up on ice. Give me 1 second. Say hi to the crowd. Just say, don't introduce yourself too much yet because I want to wait, but just say hi or.
Here, let me pull up the chat. Let me pull up.
Go ahead and just ask questions, say hello. Kevin Hobbs says, Carson, let's go.
Yeah, Kevin was at the junk removal summit. Yeah, I'm sending the invite to all of the people that we do Tuesday night with. Let's see. Oh, we got 37 people in here already. Cool.
All right, I'm just going to answer a couple questions while we wait for it to get 4 o'clock, and we'll chit chat. But David Cardenas. I can't seem to get an umbrella policy. Umbrella policy. Try Byberg. If not, contact the person, Toby at wisdominsurance.com. The Junkster had a problem with Google Ads. They charged me way too much. Now my charge is being disputed. Yes, Junkster. Google Ads is not an easy game to play. Jeffrey Landon. Okay, that makes more sense. $800. My yard says I'm getting snatched left and right. So aggravating. That is the name of the game. Build a bandit stapler gun with PVC pipe and staple them up really high on telephone poles. Carson, let's go. Mitchell O'Brien, what's up? Anyone running a program want to see if things translate? International followers set up in Sydney, Australia. Anyone running a program want to see if things translate down under? Yeah. International followers set up in Sydney. Anyways, Carson, thank you for coming, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
We're at 40 live streamers already, guys. We're at 40. Let's get it to 150. Come on, guys. 150. No,
what's the most you've had on here?
I think it was with Ricardo. We broke maybe 100, I think.
Oh, we got it. That's the number, right?
Yep. The Junkster. We need a summit or JunkCon. Well, guys, I got big news for you soon. I can't say it, but there is going to be. Oh, you said East Coast. Never mind. Yeah, I was going to say the next big one is coming up this year, and it's West Coast. But yeah, somebody on the maybe I'll be the guy who throws it on the East Coast. Maybe I'll be that guy. I'll come do an Autopilot junk removal event out there. Caesar's Vlogs. I started my business here in Vegas. Help me out. I mean, shit, dude. Caesar, ask away. Free private community, a Discord channel, and a banging course. But if you want to ask some questions, ask Carson, ask me. Do you own SEO, Carson, or did you outsource that? Gabriel asked.
SEO?
Hey, Gabriel, can you clarify what you mean by SEO?
If he means SEO, I do all of my own SEO. Jedi has a lot of videos on his channel about SEO. I did buy a few backlinks, but I don't buy them monthly. So I don't think that they contributed a whole lot, but I do my own website and all of those things.
All right, Carson, it's 4:00. I guess let's start with I'm going to start with the introduction, and then I'm just going to ask you a basic question. So anyways, guys, Carson and I have an interesting story. He'll talk about it because he'll probably remember better than I will. But I remember talking to you, and I didn't even know it was you until like a year later. But guys, Carson and I have been friends now for a while. You know, he started his junk removal business. He had a couple questions, and he'll get into his past and when we started talking. But him and I became friends, and we talked, and we continued our relationship. And then he flew out to the event. And I got to meet Carson in person. I threw the Autopilot event, and Carson, it's been awesome to see. I mean, dude, it's not many people can say they have gotten to 20K. And I think recently you said you hit a 30K month now too, organically, which it's kind of fucking mind blowing to me because honestly, that's pretty crazy. I was strictly the Google Ads guy, but why don't we just kind of talk about, real quick, introduce yourself, talk about who you are, who Carson is, how long you've been in business. Just give us a little rough, and then we'll go back to the past.
Yeah, so I've always had an entrepreneurial, I guess, I've always been drawn to entrepreneurs online. And I think the first industry that really piqued my interest was Amazon FBA. So you may have seen in your social media a bunch of stuff about e-commerce, drop shipping, Amazon, and just wanting to become an entrepreneur. People made it sound very easy to get access to. It seemed to be something you could jump into and get started. So I ended up going down that road and realized that you just don't have control over your own business when you're running it on Amazon's platform. So if you buy a bunch of inventory planning to sell it through Amazon, well, you need to have other ways to get that inventory liquidated. So I went down a bad path through trying to go the e-commerce world. And I got to a place where I was working, and I had to get to a place where I just needed to make money. I needed to make money now. I needed to do it the safest route possible. And similar to Andrew's story, I had seen the $1,000 a day, people making crazy money doing junk removal. And the thing that's different about junk removal is it's not a digital get rich quick scheme. I've been in junk removal for a little over a year now, about a year and a month. And, I've just now gotten to the place where I'm hitting those months. Is it all profit? Absolutely not. But I'm able to live a lifestyle where before I did not make this type of money, and so it's definitely done what I wanted it to do, which was just be able to provide for me and my family and, potentially build an empire. I don't know what that empire is going to be, but, I'm just along for the ride, and so as I was getting started, I started going over all of the, YouTubers that were on, you have, Sonoma, you have one of the ones that I'd seen, you got like a Steve Conroy, people like that. And then I noticed Andrew was starting to pop up. He was pretty fresh whenever I started getting into the junk removal world. And then I also got really, really close with Ricardo with Junk Guys. And so, having, a lot of this information, it just kind of shows you. So you're telling me I can make money going to someone's house with no money down. Like there's no money exchange from my end. If they don't pay, I can just drop the junk off. So there's a no lose situation on my part, which is what I love about the business model. And I think whenever you're an entrepreneur looking to start something, it's really important that you pick a vehicle that you're not going in over your head the first rodeo, right? So this is my first business, officially as far as being profitable and it being I don't have any other income coming in other than junk removal. So I'm strictly, this is me and my family's only source of income at this point.
Cool. And what did you gross last month?
I think we hit 30 last month.
Nice. Congrats, everybody. Yeah.
Today's May 1st. So throughout the month of April, we hit another 30.
I do want to backtrack really quick. Did you say you did do FBA or you almost did FBA? Guys, by the way,
go ahead.
Amazon FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. It's where people order shit from China and throw it on Amazon. Did you say you did do that or didn't do that?
Yeah, I got in deep. And
really?
The crazy, so I went to, just like with junk removal, they have conventions in every industry. I mean, I'm looking for the pictures on my phone right now just to kind of show you like how deep I was in it. I went deep and I was committed, but the part that again failed was choosing a business model that doesn't make sense when you don't have, I didn't have any capital behind me. I needed to make money, right now. I wanted to make good money. I can go get a job and make money now. So that wasn't the reason I picked junk removal. I wanted to own my own business. And so, let's see. So I went to
real quick, guys, by the way, ask your questions. We will go through the chat. So just stack up your questions. We will get to your questions.
This is one of the trade shows where, people would buy product from and throw it on Amazon. And yeah, I mean, I started out of a garage, slowly built it up, but then as more and more as I networked, and that's the most important thing is networking with people. I had met a guy, just through building up relationships, and I just started noticing people started disappearing left and right. I was like, man, where's everybody at that used to do this? Because I'm still hesitant as I'm good, because I feel something's not right about this business. I talked to one guy. He said, man, I took out over $500,000 worth of debt on Amex cards, Chase cards to buy inventory, sent all of that inventory into Amazon. One of the products that a wholesaler gave that guy was a counterfeit product. He didn't know it, but the SKU matched the real product. So when then Amazon flagged his entire account, shut him completely down. So the $500 worth of inventory he sent in, Amazon liquidated it. So if you ever see Amazon has those like return pallets and people do pallet flipping, a lot of people think that they're from returns. Well, sometimes you're just getting inventory from people where Amazon's just, cutting them from the life support, So once they cut him, he was out $500,000 in inventory, which left him out $500,000 in credit card debt. And so then he, with credit lines and credit card debt. And so then he just went bankrupt, like filed for bankruptcy. And I guess that was the point where I knew that Amazon wasn't something I wanted to, because Amazon has that parental control.
Yep. I don't want to talk about it at all because I don't want to focus on this, but I also did Amazon FBA when my daughter was born. So this is 8 to 9 years ago. My daughter's turning 10. So she was probably 6 months old. I tried the whole FBA thing too. Total sham. Just, you need serious money to get into FBA, serious money. But anyways, guys, that's crazy that you did Amazon FBA too, and then you found junk removal. So let's rewind. Let's go to the beginning. Let's talk about when you called me a year and a half ago. Let's talk about how you got into it, and if you don't mind sharing the course, the person that you first started with, and then you booked a call with me. The company at the time was something different that you started. Why don't we just rewind and just go how that all started?
Yeah, I mean, I made plenty of mistakes that I didn't, I didn't see coming. I took education from, in the beginning, you're just trying to learn. You're trying to take as much as you can. And what I would recommend anybody, let's say that, for me, I say I had about a budget of like 5,000 to start with that I was willing to spend. I didn't have that money ready in the bank, but I was willing to spend that much to see if it was a business that was going to work out or not. And so I spent, I think it was like $1,000 on coaching, for a course. I'd bought Kyle Landwehr's course. He's a junk removal, influencer. He's not really that active anymore.
Yeah, he kind of disappeared, but yeah, I remember.
He kind of disappeared. At the end of the day, I don't, his course, I didn't gain a lot from. And so I was still kind of searching for, more information. And so I just started reaching out to people, cause I'm about to jump deep into this junk removal thing. So I got to make sure, for me, is this the thing I'm wanting to do? So at the time you were doing free calls, like 30-minute free calls. Yep. So I called you, and I was like, hey man, I'm looking to get into something, with this junk removal thing. What is how are things going? You didn't have your junk launch at all or anything like that. So from there, we started going back and forth. I actually started the business under the name Valet Junk Removal is the name that I started out in the business with. And I chose that name because I thought, hey, you have valet trash people that service apartments, and customers know that people go, these people are going to come and pick up your trash. So I was like, well, people can know us as Valet Junk Removal. And so and then the domain valetjunkremoval.com was available. And I was like, all right, this is it. Like, perfect idea. What I failed to realize is I started getting a bunch of calls for valet trash.
Yeah, valet.
People can't change the customer's mind on how business works. And at the end, and I also didn't really realize how much of an influence 1-800-JUNK has over our industry. That's a big mistake I had in the beginning. Is I just thought that they were, a big competitor. I didn't realize that people are discovering junk removal because of 1-800-JUNK's marketing. They're on radio, TV, all of the sorts. So, and then so just after figuring it out more and more, I just got more mentorship from guys like you, guys like Ricardo. And then I decided to, over time, even just working with Ricardo, that Junk Guys, the brand, was the right fit for me at the time, because I knew that Valet Junk Removal, that name wasn't going to be able to scale. And I knew I didn't want to go past my service area. So joining the Junk Guys group really made sense for me. And so with where I was wanting to take the business, and it's definitely been great working with all the guys that are involved with that. So
awesome. Yeah, I remember that phone call when you called, and I remember you sending me the logos of Valet Junk Removal. You're like, hey man, what do you think of these logos? And I'm surprised I didn't say something about valet trash removal. I'm surprised I didn't even mention that.
Yeah, and customers, they just
that is a huge issue. When people come to me saying, "Hey, I'm going to put," there's a lot of people who want to put like trash pickup or like some insert company name trash. I'm like, dude, try to avoid trash in your name. Put junk removal in your name because people assume the city is going to pick up trash for free. And one thing, real quick, guys, once Carson's done telling his story and we dive into Carson a bit more, we will go through your questions. I see about 10 questions. We will go down those questions. So please just stick around. And please, if you have questions, put them in the chat. We will get to your questions. But okay, sorry. Go ahead, Carson.
Yeah, and you know, the name, and so if you're starting your junk removal journey, I would put a lot of emphasis on your name, and I would put a lot of emphasis on, you know, networking. Try to find some people that you can band together with, because it gets lonely. You know, like when you start and it's you by yourself with a trailer or, you know, whatever your rig is, it's one of those things where, you know, you go from an environment. If you work, you know, if you work somewhere, you have coworkers that you go see every day. And although they may not be your best friends in the world, they become your work pals, right? And so you're always talking with them, you know, chatting. And so I found people, you know, all across, you know, the states, right? I mean, you're in California, you know, you got, you know, I mean, and so you're not in the truck with me, but, you know, I'll call some guys and I'll be talking, you know, just chit chatting all day long, you know, just to keep the social part of it. Cause it's hard, you know, once you drop that, you know, culture that you're leaving, you don't really think about it because you're so excited starting your business.
Yep.
But you know, for me, that really helped out a lot.
Cool.
Just being connected.
I got one last question before we get into the meat and potatoes. I know people are probably dying to hear, what did you do? What was the first, real quick, how long have you now been in business? Man, I got
been in business for a year and 1 month. So I hit the wall. I started building the website in February of 2023, but I was living in Florida at the time. And I actually, right before I started, I actually met up with Chris with Clutter Reduction in Florida because we both lived in the same area. Yeah, nice. So I took him out to eat at Cracker Barrel, and I was just asking him questions, you know, just being, and he really he opened up with me and helped me out a lot. And so, you know, I you know, want to mention him at the start too.
Carson, so she's just all right, guys. Sorry, Carson has met my lady, so I just wanted her to. She's going to pick up the kids. So, are you kidding me? 13 months? That's it?
Yeah, it's whenever I've been boots on the ground. So, like, I moved back April 1st of 2023, and so it's been a year and a month since I've actually been in Nashville, ready to take on a job.
Wow. And does that include when you called me when you started valet junk removal? You're including in that 13 months?
I called you, I think it would have been February, March. But again, I was moving my whole life back from. I was born and raised in Nashville. Long story short, moved to Florida for a year. Mm-hmm. And so I was, you know, we were moving our whole life. So there was a lot going on during those 2 months. So I was kind of half and half. But by the time it was, because I knew April 1st, it's, I mean, you know, it's my first day at work, right? So
yeah. So let's get into some meat and potatoes, Carson. I'm gonna just rip one right out the gun right now. Is how the fuck did you get to 30,000 gross without Google Ads? Now, I know what you're gonna say, SEO, but why don't you give the viewers a little bit more, because that's impressive. I don't know many people who have gotten to that number where your phone rings and it's all because of your website. It's SEO, it's organic. This is what you tell me. You don't run Google. I know you've attempted Google Ads a couple times, but correct me if I'm wrong. Your business is all organic. And if that is true, what did you do? Like, tell people what you did differently, because you have a problem. You have something that most people cannot figure out.
So a lot of people worry about getting jobs. And okay, this is the bomb we're dropping. You ready? You asked for one. Here it is. And so out of this whole conversation, because I've been thinking leading up to this interview, like this is basically kind of like a podcast, right?
Kind of.
Leading up to this, what was one golden nugget that I could say that people could take away? And it's this. You see a lot of people worried about getting the next job. Like, hey, what's my marketing strategy? What is my SEO strategy? How am I gonna, pay Google ads and get another job? What I started doing is I started saying, you know what? What if I just, because jobs are so hard to get, what if I just focused on the jobs that I do have? What can I make from the jobs that I get? Because it's so competitive. I mean, we just had a new competitor come into the town that I'm in that just popped up, a few weeks ago. And so it's just like everybody's going to see it because, you got everybody's online, the industry is growing and more people are, I mean, the economy is down right now. People are trying to find ways to, so I turned from trying to get more jobs to what can I do with the job? So let me give you an example. So yesterday we did $3,900 in sales. We did 7 jobs total. Most people with 7 jobs are maybe gonna break close to like 1,500 to 2,000 that I talked to. But instead you look at mine and mine's 3,900. Give you kind of the perspective. And that would be things like at the beginning, I used a pickup truck and a trailer. I could only charge a certain amount because I was one guy, I had a uniform, but I'm still getting out of a unmarked white pickup truck with a trailer. I'm not going to be able to charge as much as Junk King because Junk King has the big truck logoed out, 1-800-JUNK, big truck logoed out. So I was like, man, I need to get something to justify a higher price. So I went online, I got a box truck, ended up paying it cash over time, $25,000, and I put a $3,000 truck wrap on that truck. And the moment I did that, I saw an increase in everything. Whenever I started really focusing on how did I present myself to the customer whenever I walk on the site, major difference. Using like on one of Andrew's videos, he has his price sheet, using a clipboard, all of those things. Not doing those things, you don't need to be worried about getting more leads because you're leaving money on the table. Another thing that I do that's a little bit different than I see most people do is what jobs people are comfortable doing. So for example, one of the jobs that we're comfortable doing would be something like bed bug furniture removal. A lot of people would stay away. A lot of people say no to hoarder houses. We do a lot of hoarding stuff. We do a lot of things where junk removal companies, because I mean, think about it, guys. Like you have companies like 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They don't have to do bed bug furniture removal. They don't have to do hoarding cleanup. They don't have to do dumpster, like they don't got to jump into dumpsters and clean out dumpsters or, pick up basically trash. Right. But as a small company, you have to do the things that the big players are not needing to do because they're at such a nationwide presence. You're never going to be able to compete with radio and television.
Of course not.
So
I understand what you just explained is kind of like carpe diem. You see how you took advantage of an opportunity and made the most of how much you can get by wrapping your truck and doing the most you can with available jobs that you have. Like you said, how do you seize the moment with the current jobs that you have? But still, that's great advice. But what did you do to get rank organically? Back to so that's great. But the original question is, how the hell did you rank yourself without hiring? I don't think you hired a professional SEO agency, right?
No.
So what did you do to get discovered? Like what sets you apart from everybody else?
So, like, and I'll look at like what we did, during the day. So the first job of the day, we did and I had Keaton with me during the day. And that's another thing. If you can have somebody with you and you know you got a lot of jobs, you can charge more because it's two people. That's just another thing for that. First job of the day, they found us through Google. Second job of the day, they found us through Google. Another one, they found us through Google. And then another one found us through, I believe it was a repeat customer. And then the last three of the day were we did work for a commercial account. And so I had, just by being on, and a lot of the time, you have to, if you own a business and you hire a company to do your website and your SEO, you do not own your business. A lot of people go and hire a company to build their website, and at the end of the day,
these comments are really funny. I'm sorry, I have to read this comment. And Brian says, sounding like a politician dodging the question. And the other guy said, bro started yapping to avoid the question because I asked you about SEO. What did you do?
Yeah.
SEO?
So okay, like, and I'm trying to get straight to it. Go, okay, Brian, go to my website, junkguysnashville.com, and you're going to go look at that website, and you're going to see that I created a page by myself, me, Carson. I went and created a web page for every single page on the website. Right. I went and put content on every single one of those services. So for example, trampoline removal, right? I go build a web page for it. I put content on that web page. I do YouTube videos for Junk Guys Nashville. So I'll go do, whenever I go do a trampoline removal, I'll go make a video about it and I'll throw it on my website. Yep. And so let me get back to before we read that comment. It's frustrating that I see a lot of guys complaining in the Facebook groups whenever they're hiring somebody to do their website, do their SEO. As a business owner, you have to own where the business is coming from. You have to own where the leads are coming from. So when you hire a company and they build you 5 pages on your website and you're sitting there thinking, man, why is SEO not working? That business does not care about your website. You are a product or another service in their customer base. They're not losing sleep over you losing jobs. And so what I would recommend, Andrew has a video on his channel about it where he goes over his Wix website. Andrew has like 200 plus. I mean, how many pages do you have on your website, Andrew?
It's like 110.
A crazy amount, way more than me, right? Go watch the video and build your own website. Build your own pages, put your own content on there. The reason I was able to rank so fast is because I didn't wait around and hire that part of my business out. I took control of that part of it because the lead is the most important thing for you to control. So I built the website. I built multiple pages that would rank for particular keywords. I did not focus on the Nashville market in the beginning. Where a lot of people will fail is they'll focus on they want the big whale. They want the big fish, right? Yep. You need to focus on local areas. Where did you grow up, right? Wherever you grew up at is probably the first place you need to start dominating because that's where people know you from. That's how you can get your name out the door. I remember whenever I first started, something that helped me out a lot. I actually went on Facebook, okay? I went on Facebook and I went to where people were listing free items on Marketplace. So they're trying to get rid of stuff on Facebook Marketplace by listing it for free. I would message them. I would say, hey, I'll come pick up your stuff for free like you're asking. I'm starting up a small business. Typically in my business, we would pay to have this removed. Can you help me out being that I'm starting out my business? If I come and pick this up, can you leave me a review on Google? That was a big help. I went and did probably over 20 jobs for free just to get my name out there, get me out on the road, start getting the oil in the machine. And what started happening is I'm building a business. I'm building a brand. I may be not getting paid for it right now, but guess what? I'm starting a business. I'm not worth anything to the market. I'm brand new. I don't deserve anything. I have not proven anything. And so I started by doing, even work for free just to get reputation, build up a reputation. I could have went and bought, reviews, but I just didn't go that route. I decided to go that route because I'm getting my name out there and, things like that. So how did I rank so fast? Website, focusing on pages, building them out. I would recommend, you can go to the website, junkguysnashville.com. You can see all the content. It's flooded with information about on each page of the website. You can go through and watch each video. All of the videos, if you notice, if you go start watching in the hoarding videos, I would actually watch them if they weren't my own, because I thought they were pretty cool. But it shows you the strategy of focusing on your, again, it's not about the lead. It's more about the service that you're offering. How do you hone in on it? And then the leads, if you're chasing leads, you're chasing something that doesn't exist because you don't deserve the leads at that point. Like, the leads are going to come organically when Google sees that you're deserving of it, or Facebook sees that you're deserving of it. Once you've, Andrew has said on his channel quite often, go make 5,000 realtor friends on Facebook. If you don't have 5,000, you should be working every day to get to 5,000. Facebook works the same way Google does. You gotta hammer it with your content. If you actually, and this is just something that I see all the time. Every time I open up my Facebook, Andrew's already made a post. Ricardo has already made a post. Marcos with Junk Guys Rio Grande Valley has made a post. Nick with Junk Guys San Diego has made a post. Hinario, Junk Guys Tampa Bay has made a post. Vincent with Junk Guys. All of I'm seeing everybody posting already when I open up my Facebook feed. And that's one of the things, is putting your business out there with the service that you're doing. I haven't been active that lately just because we've been extremely slammed. But like, I posted, hey, we're doing a hot tub. Check us out, doing a hot tub removal, posting it out on Facebook so people see, hey, they don't know that a junk removal company removes hot tubs. So I'm educating all of my realtor friends that if you have a property and you don't know how to get rid of this broken hot tub, that you need to get this house sold, hey, you just saw a guy who can do it. And now you remember that green and yellow junk guy that posts every single day. He's going to be the one that you're going to call whenever you need that hot tub removed.
So you gave a lot of seriously valuable information. I want to reiterate a couple of things that I just kind of picked up on, that is knowledge that I already know, but it kind of just sits back there. But I want to reiterate this back to the crowd. Okay. We got 65 people in here, guys. And you kind of just lit a light bulb for me too. You started by building, guys, go to junkguysnashville.com and go to valetjunkremoval.com. This motherfucker built 100 pages before he set a foot onto the street. Now, I have 105 pages too on my website. However, I made a big boo-boo with mine. And this is something I haven't really told the world, is I kind of copy and pasted a whole bunch of text from everybody else and forgot to change the verbiage. You can get penalized from Google for that. If you go look at Carson, I've looked at your website and you just hit. So first of all, you're right. These agencies are not going to build you 100 pages. They're going to you'll get 10 pages. It's going to cost you $5,000. And you want to add an additional page. It's $150 per page. You will be broke by the time you have 100 pages. Carson put in the work and did it himself. And what you said earlier, the trampoline removal, Google recognizes this shit. You went and filmed a trampoline video. If you go to Junk Guys Nashville and go to his trampoline removal page, here's a picture of him like this in front of a trampoline, and then a video of him doing a trampoline. Google can tell when you're faking shit, and Google is penalizing ChatGPT now. So all this fucking copy and shit that people are just copy and pasting from ChatGPT. But point is, your website is so real. If you go to your website, there's pictures of you all over the place. There's videos of you doing this on each of those individual pages that you were able to make videos of. And I think Google is picking up the authenticity of your site, that you actually built it with your bare hands and put real content, real photos of you, rather than copy and pasting stock photos and stock photo this, stock photo that. Your website is all pictures of you, right? It's all. So I just wanted to reiterate the fact, guys, that he started from the ground up building a website with 100 pages out the door from day one. And he has you have two websites with 100. I'm using 100 pages as just an arbitrary number, but your valet junk removal, correct me if I'm wrong, you've got like 50 to 100 pages over there too that you built out.
Yeah, it's a very similar thing. Yeah.
And that was really powerful for me too, because it just made me realize, dude, like even Jedi junk removal is all corporate stock fucking photos. I got my family photo on the front, but when you go to trampoline removal and you go, dude, you should go out there and get real photos of you in front of get photos of you in front of every job so that you can eventually put them on your website. Google will pick this shit up. Anyways, Carson, awesome information.
So this is the truck that we use now. It's a 15-foot box truck. I purchased it for $25,000. It was like 24,000. It had, I think it was like 80,000 miles, something like that on it. I bought it. As soon as I bought it, I worked to pay it off. As soon as I paid it off, I threw the wrap on it. So I could have it fully paid off. And then I just do that's, I don't really leverage debt.
Sorry.
And so the reason I bring this truck is because if you look at junkguysnashville.com, you're going to see the Junk Guys brand just threw up all over the screen. You're going to see the logos everywhere. You're going to see my face everywhere. You're going to see Keaton's face everywhere. You're going to see this truck everywhere. And the whole purpose is here are the two because I was doing some research. Here's the two secrets that Google announced. Hey, it's your birthday, Andrew. There you go. I'm just kidding. There's two. Why is it doing that? It always does that.
That's when you do this, it does. I don't know.
I guess so. There's two things that Google in 2024 is looking for out of your website. They're looking for, and this is where I disagree with Andrew. So here we go. I do not think backlinks are important. I do not think backlinks help with your ranking. I think that is an outdated strategy. Do I think they help? Maybe 5%. I'll give it 5%. But I read there was one of the transcripts from a recent conference that the head of the Google Internet division, he was talking on, and there's transcript, and they published it on a blog. They do like their not quarterly updates, but they always update the Google algorithm. And they quoted him from it, and he said the two things that we use to rank people's websites is the amount of time that they spend on your website and how fast are you able to deliver the answer that they're looking for. And so they're able to track, and then you go, well, how would you track that? Well, what are they on my Junk Guys Nashville website? Google tracks it because my call to action is for them to book online. They can't track the calling because that's a different thing. But I made it a button so they at least Google can tell when that button is hit. So again, you want people when they go to your website, make it fun. If you go to Valet Junk Removal and you go to Junk Guys Nashville, you're going to be on Junk Guys Nashville a lot longer just because of how much is going on the screen. Where Valet Junk Removal, it's just kind of corporate looking. It's just very bland. It's got some pictures of us from whenever I got started.
That's very interesting. I will. So backlinks, it's got to be quality backlinks. Obviously, I got a lot of Chinese backlinks. You got to pay for quality ones and citations. We'll dig into that later. But real quick, Carson, interesting stuff. But can we do a power round of you blasting through people's questions. We got a bunch of questions.
Good.
Can you see? Just answer it quickly because you got a stacked up list of questions. So just kind of
answers. You ready? Go.
Can you read it?
Oh, am I reading it and giving an answer?
Yeah, I'll read it. Carson, about how much time a day do you spend updating your website? Google My Business posts. I'm assuming it means Google My Business posts, like or whatever.
It takes me about like 10 to 20 minutes. But if I'm working on like video content or website content, that's going to take me the majority of the night. I typically build one page every 1 to 2 days. If I'm set on building a web page, there's your answer.
All right. What is your operational margin?
So a lot of the funds that I had in the beginning, I'm living out of the business. I have not pulled an owner's draw out of it. I have a meeting coming up with my CPA. If I were to guess, I'm not tracking them number for number, but if I were to guess, I would say about 50%. Because I'm not, because if you do Google ads, you're at what, 30%?
Yeah, I mean, depending on how aggressive, like me,
maybe hopefully walking away with at most 20. So if you take that out, I'm at 50. And I look at it as how much money do I have in the bank? That's the number I've been looking at. But I do need to start tracking my numbers. Andrew made a great video for me, brand new. So after this video, you guys should check out that one.
Is this you've had this question 2 or 3 times? Is this something you're comfortable answering really quick, or no? Do you want me to skip it?
Yeah, so I used the junk guy's name because valet junk removal did not work with the industry. And after working with Ricardo, working with the other guys that are involved with the junk guys brand, I am aligned on the mission that we're doing. And so it just made sense because I'm personally not looking to take junk removal and make it a junk king or a 1-800-GOT-JUNK or a junk luggers. I'm looking to just dominate my local area. And so it just made sense after, days and days of going back and forth. So there's a lot to answering that question. It can't be answered in 10 seconds.
I'm assuming this question will skip because you're going to start tracking better, right? You're going to
Well, I will say this, what you can use to track is Autopilot. It's coming soon. And because here's the thing, to be honest with you, I have not been tracking my numbers because I've been waiting for Autopilot. So
yeah. Autopilot is coming soon. How many trucks do you run to make $30K a month?
So I run one box truck that I showed you guys. And then sometimes, so if it's a big job, I'll typically sub it out and I'll have someone help me. So I have Mauricio. He's one of the guys that I use as a subcontractor on some of the bigger jobs. And you'll see him in my YouTube videos if you go watch some of those. And then the second thing I do is if I run out of space in the box and it's the weekend and the dumps are closed, I'll go run over and grab like a Penske truck. I've been on the phone quite a bit with Andrew ordering a Penske truck, grabbing a Penske truck, running and doing the job with that, and then returning the Penske truck after I go dump in the morning.
I think you kind of answered this earlier in a way. How do you do SEO by yourself? You just buckle down.
Learning, Andrew provides a lot of great resources about learning how to run, do your website. Ricardo has a lot of great resources about how to do your website. There's a lot of great information.
We kind of answered something similar to that already. Here's a good one right here. What do you prefer to use now for your website builder?
That's a tough one. So I started off with Wix and I moved to Google Sites. If I could have done it, I would recommend Wix at the beginning, just to kind of learn, or Google Sites, or they have like a Square. I think
I'm going to jump in here. Duda is definitely, if you're going to go a Wix way, go Duda, but Wix was what I preferred. But for you, do you prefer Wix or Google Sites now? Like if you had to start over?
If I had to start over, I would have done WordPress and I would have built it all out on WordPress, but it is extremely time consuming. So I would recommend to get a website out there, don't make it complicated. Just start tonight. You can build one page tonight. 3 hours, you can build one web page.
Yeah, I honestly, guys, there's a lot of people out there who think Google Sites you'll have a benefit because it's Google. Google likes Google. Duda, I know Louis Vandervolk, SEO god in the Facebook groups. He is the OG, the go-to. He recommends Duda over WordPress. He sees Duda rank better than WordPress. I've heard this from Louis directly. WordPress is the OG software, though. But here, let's power through any other.
I've not heard of Duda. I've heard you mention Duda. I've not looked into it, so I got to look into it.
I think we got through most of. There are about 22. This guy says, "What do you think about landing pages?" I mean, that's probably more related to ads.
Google's ranking. So because here's the thing. Again, I'm not in here, and don't get me wrong. I'm not opposed to people running Google ads, by the way. Just because I ran my business organic doesn't mean I'm opposed to it. I just haven't felt the need to run ads because my business wasn't ready for it yet. And I'm still really not ready for it yet. And I don't think anybody is until they have really laid a good foundation. Andrew is more skilled and more technical on the computer than most people, that get into junk removal. And that's how he was able to lay his foundation. I just chose to do mine, website, organic, and social media.
So we powered through most of the questions. There's a couple funny ones in here, but yeah. So back to, thank you guys for the questions. If you have more questions, please ask. We're going to be here for about 15 more minutes. Carson, you've given a lot of awesome, valuable advice. If we had to end now, if we had to leave, I think you said the nugget earlier, but if you had to give somebody a next action step that you'd recommend that they can, do to do this organic stuff, like whether it's build more web pages, build more build more pages for your website, yada, 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 do this, do that. What would you recommend? Because I mean, you're living the American dream, bro. No, just organic leads is what everybody aspires to get to. So what would be your next action step that somebody in here who is not getting organic leads like you, what advice would you give them? Would it be to film videos and put it on YouTube? Would it be to put it on Facebook? What would be your next action step?
I think because here's the thing, you have to have some sort of logo. Like there used to be a day where you could get away doing junk removal with a t-shirt that had no logo. You have a truck that has no logo, you just show up and do the job. Those days, if they're not already over, they're coming in to an end tomorrow. So with how competitive junk removal is getting, you have to have a brand. So the next action step, I would say, focus on your brand. And what I mean by that is put logos on your truck, put logos on your shirt, put logos, always have your logo. I'm always wearing these hats because it has even whenever I'm out at eating dinner, I'm always wearing my hat because at the end of the day, it's all about that. And once you take that and put it and throw it up online and throw up everywhere, that is what you need to focus on. Focus on how is your brand presence. Take that brand presence, throw it all over your website, all over social media. You can use Junk Guys Nashville as a example of what I mean by throwing it all over the website. And then you can go to my Facebook. It's just Carson Alexander. It's public. You can go look at my posts where I'm, doing posts during the day, throwing up my YouTube videos, doing the, YouTube videos with the logos all in it. So
cool. And we got one more question real quick. Other than Google, have you tried any offline marketing, yard signs, door knocking? I guess what's been your best experience with offline marketing?
That's actually, that's one that I haven't done much of. I have not done yard signs because I've been weary of them in our area. They just they seem to be very far and few between. So I'm sure they're frowned upon in our area. Whenever I was in Los Angeles, it seemed like you could stick a yard sign anywhere. It just there were yard signs all over the place. Here in Nashville, you can't. You would have to put it in a customer's yard, and customers don't find that attractive. So I haven't wanted to invest money there or the time and energy.
So I'll give you my
same thing. The only thing I was curious about was direct mail, but I looked it up and it was so expensive to send out direct mail. I don't see the margins working out because
Are
it
you
was
talking about EDDM, every door
yeah,
direct mail with
I
USPS?
didn't see I don't see the margin. So if somebody does direct mail, I'd love to talk to you because I don't see the margin in it. It may because I see it working for people like house flippers and stuff because there's a lot more margin to be made, but not in what we do.
So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna talk about Autopilot for a minute. Carson, if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, you were awesome, dude. I think you gave some serious value. I think you really have done an incredible job in the last 13 minutes. If you guys have any questions, ask them now. You guys just heard from Carson what magic he was able to pull off in 13 months. So get to work on that website, guys. Do Google Sites, do Wix, make those 100 pages, put in the work, go get a fucking bright yellow wrap. I'm pretty sure you get a lot of phone calls from that fucking wrap. That is a obnoxiously cool wrap. You cannot miss that. That is the best billboard I've ever seen. So real quick, Carson and everybody else listening, yes, beta was supposed to come out last month. We let in a few people to bug test. We just want to really make sure it's perfect before we go into beta. Beta will never be perfect. But guys, if you guys don't know, I'm building software to compete with Autopilot, with Housecall Pro and Workies. We're going to be letting in 100 people in the next month or so. I wanted to launch last month, but the mobile app is really, iOS and Android is just a trickier beast, right? The web app, the desktop version's ready. Guys, the software is going to change the game. A lot of people have invested from the junk removal community have invested in the software because they believe in it. I plan on making this $8 billion company and changing the industry with field service management tools. I have plenty of videos. I don't need to talk too much about it, but it's going to have call tracking, a phone call system, ad tracking. It's going to have marketing tools, sequences, SMS blast, text blast, voicemail blast, marketing sequences where you can do automatic follow-ups for eternity and perpetuity. It's going to have all kinds of awesome stuff to make your lives easier to run and manage your business so you don't need multiple tools. Autopilotapp.io, guys. And please sign up for beta. We're only letting in 100 people in the next month, and then maybe another 100 people in the following month until we go public. Public will be late summer, where we have all of our features done. But Carson, let's just go through a couple more questions.
I'll say, while you're looking for a question, one of the things I wish I did was I wish I had a CRM in the beginning. I really do. But the problem is, the people that are out there in the marketplace for CRMs, they want to lock you in a contract. They want to charge you hundreds of dollars quarterly. And so from an affordability perspective, whenever I can just use Google Calendar and use that to schedule my day, why do I need a CRM? And so I just use a form that keeps all my information, use the Google Calendar, but it's still not as efficient as using a CRM. And I know Autopilot is going to be an extremely affordable solution.
Yep.
Andrew understands the budget of running a junk removal business. And so he has the mindset of a junk removal owner going into the software. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be using the beta as soon as it comes out, and I'm looking forward to using that. That'll be our CRM that we'll use.
So let's. I really appreciate that, Carson. I'm so excited, guys. Fucking building software is just as stressful as running a junk removal business, but in a different way. Instead of constant like tires blowing up and trucks breaking down and paying payroll and losing fucking tools and your Sawzall breaking, I'm dealing with, where did this new bug come from? Like, what the fuck? Why the credit card processing was just working? What the fuck? Anyways, let's power through these last 5 questions, guys, and we're going to power through. So get your questions in. Carson's going to do he's just going to power through these last questions, get your questions, and then I want to thank everybody for coming. And Carson, thank you so much, but let's go. Do you prefer a box truck over a dump truck or a dump trailer? If so, why?
I prefer a box truck because mine was $25,000. If you go buy a brand new dump truck, it's $100,000. It's a lot more affordable for a box truck. You can fit a lot more junk. It sucks to hand unload it, but at the end of the day, the amount of money that you're losing going to a dump truck and having to fix it, I just don't see it worth it. I definitely would not recommend a trailer. I would either go dump truck or box truck. Don't get a trailer. Yep.
Jeffrey asks, what is the proper process to add videos to your website? Any tips to help with speed and website performance?
I would just upload them all up to YouTube, throw the YouTube video on your website.
These are more people just saying suggestions. Great job, Carson. Kevin Hobbs says fire. 100% agree. Why promote another brand? It doesn't look like. Oh, do you use QuickBooks? What do you use for invoices? Invoicing customers.
I use QuickBooks. Is Autopilot going to have an invoice system?
We are. Invoices, collecting
I'll
payments.
probably, honestly, I do not recommend QuickBooks invoice system. It messes up when you have all the bank transactions from your cards. So I tried to use a different software, but again, it's just, I'm going to be using Autopilot then if that's.
Yep. We have an awesome, I made invoicing awesome. Tips is right in front of their fucking face. You can send it via text, email, or collect payment on spot. Big ass tip button, send them an invoice. They can pay with Apple Pay, credit card, fucking Google Pay. They can literally pay their invoice like immediately on their phone. I made it super easy. It's going to be awesome. Anyways, it looks like there's no more questions. Carson, dude, thank you so much. You've been awesome. You gave a lot of good advice, and it's also been awesome being your friend for the last year and a half. We met in person at the Autopilot event, and yeah, thank you so much.
Right on, bro.
All right, guys. With that being said, I leave you with this. Success is often covered in dirt, but so is gold at one point. Toodles.
Toodles.